What's up, everyone? All right, so I wanted to make a video about how to bring in Icam data into 3shape, or how to basically design an Icam case in 3shape. It's not really a spoken thing. It's kind of people, oh, it's secretive or something. It works better in Exocad, blah, blah, blah. So we recently acquired an Icam via Nobel, and I have to say it's pretty stupidly easy to use, very fast. Just have to follow the protocol. So I'm not going to dive into how to do the Icam scans, but I'm going to dive into how to handle the Icam data into 3shape. Because, you know, I've been on 3shape since 2012. You know, I'm a KOL since 2019. So why not? Why not try to keep everything in the 3shape ecosystem? Not saying it's better, but why not? Let's try. So there's a lot to, not a lot, it's pretty easy as far as what you need to do. So the case I'm going to go is a patient is an upper lower all on four, already in a conversion at the time of surgery that we made. Apparently the dentures and the surgeon put them in, but kind of botched them. And but the guy's stable. He's happy with his bite. He just wants to make some changes to it. So we went down to the clinician's, the doctor's office, brought the Icam. They had an iTero. So set everything up, go over the workflow, what we're going to do, and we started. So we first did 2 scans of the conversion in the mouth, upper and lower. Trying to get this open here so you can see it. This is what he has, and the key to this was get a lot of information to for alignment purposes. So all this tissue right here, all this tissue data in the palate, all this right here is gonna be my alignment, my bite, my alignment surfaces. So I don't care about the flashes or anything else like that. And then on the lower, again, as much as the tissue as we could capture, all the way back to the retromolar pads, around down here. All this data is key. We do know that patient is happy in the bite. I have a little bit of poke through right here, which is okay. But he's complaining it's too bulky, and he's got an massive open anterior bite. And this is because when the surgeon put it in, he kind of went off on his own and he did not place them in the right position that we had them in. So now that we have those 2 scans, this is scan order number 1. I decided to do this in 2 scan orders. So this is order set and done. It's in bite. I got the files from them. And then the next scan was with the scan bodies. This is the IO scan. So Icam has a lot of scan bodies in there. They have the Nobel, the Elo, certain ones for Nobel. They have Elo, Strawman, Des, you name it. The list goes on and on and on. So these are our scan body scans. And again, you can see we have palatal data that matches what I have on the bites on the conversion scan. The scan bodies are relatively good. They're a little fuzzy here, but more than adequate for what we needed. And then we did the lower. And she's like, what about the bite? I says, don't worry about the bite. Just get out and give me the files. So that was the case here. And you can see this is not aligned. So I'm going to align this in 3shape. Doesn't matter if you're in 3shape or Exocad. If you get cases like this, you will have to align them. There's no if, ands, or ways around it. So both get the same files, both have to do some sort of workflow to get them. So since this was from an Itero, I don't have a byte. I took these two files into Mesh Mixer. I did a quick combine right here. I did the combine, and then I exported this out, called it byte STL, and now I'm ready to go. So that's all that data. I created an order. It's an upper tooth and a lower tooth, unsectioned. You can either try to bring them in as additional scans, but you don't need to. If it's best to do this through alignment. If you're going to do it in the design, then you bring them in as additional scans. But what I'm going to do is set it up as any tooth, single tooth, unsectioned, pre-op. For this case, I just called it Icam alignment for you guys to see. And let's see if my scan software loads on this computer. If it does, we're golden. We will go through and... Yay, it loaded. Load. Okay, cool. There's this. Sorry, I got to bring this back into the recording window here. All right, so we're here now. So we're going to bring the upper scan in. We're going to go to the desktop. Icam scans right here. We'll come to STL. We're going to go to the denture, the conversion upper. And we're just, oh, their scans are actually backwards. The assistant said it, so we're going to get the lower. It's all coming back to me as she scanned the upper as the lower as the upper. So mark it. Don't need to trim. We need all of this. For the pre-op, we're going to bring in the upper scan body. And we'll come back to aligning that. This one we will bring in the lower prep, mark that, and then bring in the lower scan body. Again, I'm just bringing all these in, and then I'm going to go back and align it. I just want all my files there ready to go so we can zip. So we're going to come here again, STL file for the byte, load the byte, and when that loads, we go back here. So come back to the pre-op. Let's load it, align. And now we're just going to basically, I like doing it in the scan just because the tools are better. Alignment tools, we're going to do 1, 2, come right here, 3. This is going to be right here, 2, and then you can see right off the bat that's pretty good. But if we're going to nitpick and want to do 3-point alignment, we'll just do 3-point alignment, see if it becomes a little bit better. Sometimes it does, sometimes it doesn't. Some people say, oh, you must always do 3-point alignment because... No, you don't need to. If the data is good, the data is good. It aligns. Yeah, now I'm doing this on 24. Still good. Data's good. Upper's aligned. Go to the lower. Let's go to align the lower. And again, this is where all this data is key. Having all this in front of you is pretty awesome if you have access to this data. It's gonna be right there. And you'll be surprised, a lot of these bumps, they're there. None of these really change. Well, I think you try to do it in one shot. This we'll find. Maybe we'll come to this bump right here on the buckle surface. Yes. Okay, so right here, you see right here, we got that. And then on this side, don't have that, but I think we can go with right here. And let's see how it aligns. Yeah, I'd say that's pretty good. Pretty good blend. So now we got that. We go to the bite. We check the bite register, the bite, how it came in. Most likely it didn't like it because it would have probably already been checked. So let's do the lower. Now we could probably just do one dot on this because, yep, bam. From here, do the upper. Perfect. That's amazing right there. Okay, so now we have all of our files aligned. All right, we have the denture scan, which we can use these as pre-op scans later. And then we have our aligned scan body scans. Ta-da! There we go. Now these files are prepped to inject the Icam data, but it's not as easy as you think. You're going to need to have access to the Icam software for the lab. Now, if you have a doctor you work with closely, you can call Icam and request them to see if they can install the lab software on your computer. I think they will. So here we go. This is now on my Exo computer. And here you can see ExoCAD. There's no 3shape on this because 3shape and ExoCAD do not like to work on the same computer. So I have Icam here. And I already brought the STL files over because I'm remoted in. This is the upper and the lower. What you saw here, these files, they're already over on my Icam computer, ready to go. So that is for that. Now we're going to open up the Icam software, and it's fairly simple. I mean, you have orders here. You can set up for Icam, doing the Icam data, and you have different scan bodies. You can see what type of screws you're going to use, platform size, and et cetera, et cetera. That's for creating it. I'm not going to get into that, but we will start. So when you do the Icam scan, you get data here. So you get 3shape, ExoCAD, and iMetric. So they did it with the intent you can do it in 3shape. But they always say do it in ExoCAD. Just do it in ExoCAD. So in ExoCAD, you have XML files, and these are implant positions. So we have 12, 15, 22, 25. This is going to be the upper arch. 32, 35, 42, 45 is the lower arch. And we have scans of the Icam scan bodies. You can see right here. But these do me no good because these are not in the mouth, and I wouldn't do that. That's not how you're supposed to do it. It's pretty cool how you actually do this. So they they told me you can use the XML files in the exocad folder, or in the 3shape file, you use, I think, implant results or transformed points. You cannot use these files. They're not XML files. They don't work. So I just use the exocad files right here. So we're going to open up Icam. Again, I have access to this because we do have the Icam scanner. Most labs don't, but just so you guys get an idea of what's happening. So here we will come, we're going to do one arch at a time. So we're going to do one tooth number 4, 10, 4, 7, 10, and 13. We're just going to drag these into here. This is going to pop up. So this is the upper implants. It notices it, but the job type, these are going to be Icam bodies. And we're going to hit OK. And now we have the base of the Icam scan bodies at the top of the MUA. This is the direction that's up. So then we're going to go back to here. Going to go to the desktop. And we're going to get the upper arch. Hopefully this is the upper arch. And we're going to drop this in. Yep. And this is going to be for 3shape. And this is going to be the implant scan. And we're going to hit OK. So now I have my Icam data, which is 100%. I wouldn't say 100, but 99.99% accurate in the mouth within 5, I think they say up to 5 microns for the Icam in accuracy. It could be more. I mean, at that low, it's beyond accurate. So how do we get these onto here? Now this is going to be probably distorted if it was a hack scan, but this case you'll see it ended up becoming good. So we're going to go to align. I'm going to come here, and these are going to be the DES 15.007. No, not 1507. Oh, that's the type base. DES scan body 52.007. So we're going to click tooth number 4. And we have this point here. So we will bring, and I'm doing this on a computer. So imagine doing this on a laptop with a little tiny mouse. So we're going to come here and we're going to put 1 dot here, 1 dot here, turn this around, 1 dot here, 1 dot here, and then I'm just going to repeat here, 1 dot here, and we're basically going to go, and 3, we're going to hit a line. That looks, it did it pretty quick, so I'm assuming it's where it needs to be. Now you can align them however you want, but I like doing them all the same. So we're just going to go through here to click, align. 1, 2, 3. Don't do that one over again. Here we go. 1, 2, 3. Align. And you can see they're turning orange as they align. Sometimes they turn yellow. It depends how good the IO scan is. If the IO scan is immaculate, it's pretty good results. But this is, you guys say, well, that scan body's not scanned. Look at it's got rounded off edges, Vaughn. It's fine, because there's a certain accuracy we have to look at. Now, you can see they're aligned, and actually is a pretty good scan. Everything was pretty good. So we're going to hit OK. And then now we're going to go to this transform icon here, and we're going to not touch anything, compute transformation. And now there's a key thing that they told me that I need to look for. The upper must be under 0.35 RMS value. What is the RMS value? It's some sort of, I forgot what it was, but right here it says RMS, and the upper must be under 0.35, and we are at 0.0345. So we are more than accurate on the upper. I will hit apply transformation, and then that's it. It is done. We will actually save the project. Don't almost cancel that. I have to start over. Save the project, and we will say save it to the desktop. Okay, and you see there's not really the folders on here, so we'll hit save. No object. Okay, actually we're gonna put it into let's quickly make a folder here. Icam aligned. Select folder, upper implant, just click OK. Ta-da, it's set and done. So now we're going to come here and we're going to see the upper implant, and we're going to, again, iMetric, exocad, and 3shape. But what do you see different here? We see implant position is new, and we have the STL. Now, this STL and this implant in direction information is on the same coordinate. Now, it doesn't alter the STL orientation. It just injects these 4 XML files you brought in into the STL. So this is still in the correct position that we had aligned everything to previously. So that is set and done. And now we're just going to rinse and repeat and do the lower. So I'm doing this in real time. I could have had all this stuff done and, you know, just showed you guys how, but I want you guys to see in real time how this is happening. Again, why am I in there? So we're going to come here. We're going to grab the lower 4, drop this in, and it knows it's an implant, but where these are Icam, it knows the lower implants. Hit OK. Come back here, get the lower preparation scan, drop that into here, select this for 3shape, select this for implants, and again it turns green. Hit OK, and again everything is off. Come to the scan bodies. We are going to do this with the DES scan body 5207, and we're going to start at tooth number 20, and let's go. So again, 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3. Align. 1, 2. Line. Now you can do this differently if you like, but I find a pattern and it stays pretty relevant, and it works out very well. I think I may have just lost track, but let's find out. Nope, I'm still on the right track. I thought I may have overlined on the 23 position twice. This is real time. You're seeing it. Everything looks good. Everything's aligned you know, accordingly. All the flats are all right. So we're going to hit OK. Then we're going to come up here to the correction, lower implant preparation, compute. And again, now for the lower, you must be an RMS value of 0.15. 0.15 on the lower, 0.35 on the upper is the maximum your RMS value has to be. And again, you can see here, I'm on the lower, I'm 0.0331, way below the acceptable value, way below. Apply the transformation, close this, Icam data now moves. You see it. I didn't show you this on the upper, but you see it here. It is now moved to the top of the MUA. So that is the data there. So we're going to hit save, lower implant, success. And what did it do? It put the Icam data for the lower right here. So now we have our injected Icam data into the STL file. And both these STL files are still in the same coordinates, but now they have implant information. So I am going to quickly transfer these back over to my 3shape software or my home computer. I'm remoted in using via AnyDesk. And we are done with the Icam side. So we are set and done there. Open up 3shape. Now, this is where I tried everything. And no matter what I did, I couldn't get it to work the way I wanted it to. So if you have a case where you're only doing the upper arch, you only have to make one order. And same thing if you're doing one just for the lower arch, you literally only need to make one order and it's good to go. So technically, one order to align the scans and one order to design if it's single arch upper or single arch lower. But when you have a double upper lower case, no matter what I did, I could not get the implant information to inject into the order for both arches at the same time in one order. So I said, if it works individually, so let's make one for each. So unfortunately, this is the side for 3shape that I guess is the setback. So we're gonna Icam order upper. We're gonna create a very, very simple order: 4, 7, 10, 13. Those are the indications indicated in Icam at scanning. And you saw that when I loaded it up, it showed you that these are the implants. They must be the same implants. We're going to come here, DES, multi-unit direct, and regular multi-unit. That's it. That's all I'm going to do. I'm not going to do an upper. I'm not going to do an opposing. I'm not going to bridge it. I'm not going to group it. I'm not going to have a pre-op. Nothing. We're going to hit OK. Sure, why not? Same direction. I'm not even going to design this. So right click, import scan. I apologize. I'm going to now go. It doesn't like it doesn't like to apparently make this screen any smaller. So I will show you where I'm going. I'm going to go here and import this. This is the scan right here. You can see I brought this over from the Icam computer. This is the upper implant. I'm going to go to the 3shape. Here's a upper STL file. And just remember this implant information, directional information. I can't make my screen smaller. This is a downside against having an ultra wide gaming monitor. 3shape locks the import screen into full screen. Like I can't even F12 or F11 make this smaller. So while you guys look at a white screen right here, I'm going to quickly go and import this case here. So let's import the upper, and now you can see that looks like the same scan that I have here. It's the exact same scan, except for this. It didn't even change position. Like it didn't alter anything. It's the exact same scans that I have right here. Exact same scans I have right here. So, but if I go to design this right now, you guys would think it would work, right? Well, let's give it a shot, because I injected all the Icam data. It knows all that information there. It should work. Sorry again. I'm going to minimize this, bring it over. Recording on an ultra wide, it's not ideal to upload. So I'm doing all this. Here we go. All right, cool. So I have this here. I'm not even going to worry about this. So we're going to go to implant information, and we get this no implant coordinates. So why does that happen? Because it doesn't know anything. We aligned everything, but where is all that information? So you're like, well, this is an IO scan. Why don't you just set it up as a digital impression and align the scan bodies? Well, then you would be going completely off the Icam workflow, and you would be designing on a inaccurate IO scan. But I set this order up as a model. How come it's not working? Because it doesn't know the implant information. So we're going to close this, and no, we're not going to save the design. Now there's a little trick that there's ways to import this stuff. And I watched it on my friend Austin's video, and he did a quick Icam video, and it was very vague. And I was like, I don't get it. Like, how did it just like magic? It works. But you didn't see in the beginning, well, how he got all that information aligned. So now we're going to go right click advanced, import implant information. Again, I apologize. I cannot get this to show, but what I'm going to import is this file right here, home shared, upper implant, 3shape. I'm going to navigate to this folder, and I'm going to import this implant information. This is the key to making that design work. So I'm just going to click on that, click import. Again, I apologize. You didn't see it on the screen, but that's the file I brought in. Now, if I go to right click design this, it will allow me to go past the step where it errored out. Now, in order to understand why, you have to understand how 3shape works as far as scanning. Implant cases scanned desktop versus implant cases scanned IO are completely handled completely differently. So IO, it's just raw data. They just give it to you as is, and you align the scan body and the design. But when you scan on a desktop, you're actually aligning the information in the scan software, so when it goes into design, it works because it's already aligned. So you can see I'm already in. So we're going to go 1, 2, 3, 4, and we know that it works. I'm happy with this. Like it's actually making progress, and you can see right here, you can see where the scan body comes and aligns. That's the top of the MUA right there. That's pretty solid. Like, this is already right off the bat, it's amazing. Like, you can see where everything is. And if you really wanted to see how accurate the IO scan is, look here. It was pretty accurate, but it's off. I will tell you, it's off. It will not fit in the mouth passively. Maybe good for a temp, but not accurate for a final without doing the Icam. So now we know that this scan works. But why do I have to do this? You don't have to come in and check to make sure it's designed. I'm just showing you, if you don't do it, what happens. So let's close this. Okay, so now we have the upper, and we're just going to repeat, and we're going to go Icam lower, and this is going to be these teeth right here, abutments, again, DES, multi-unit directional. Sure, so it doesn't ask us, group it, hit OK, don't hit scan. And again, I'm going to import the scan. I'm going to navigate to now the lower. I apologize, import the lower scan from that Icam folder that came across, that I brought over right here, right? So here's the aligned 3shape lower STL, and we're going to do this. This is the implant information that I'm going to inject now. So we know the first what we did with the upper. So right click, advanced, import implant position, import that XML file, and now we're ready to go. Now, how do we get these two together? So for that, I actually have a case here that we started. So we're going to, I don't think this is, here, let's just get rid of all this fun stuff right here. Basically, we're going to reset the case to created. Now, I have this case here. This is the order. So this is the final order for the PMMA, and we're going to basically bring everything together into one right now. And obviously this is taking, okay, here we go. Actually, let's modify this so you can see what the actual order is set up for. So now this is where you want to take the time. This is DES MUA Direct 2, RP. We have those things. We have our bridge setup, Pontics, tissue, bridge form, upper, lower, and again, 4, 7, 10, 13. That's what was scanned in Icam. That's what was scanned in, created in the other order. That's what's created in the final. We have the pre-ops, which we're going to bring in the aligned conversion, upper and lower, and then again for the lower. So this is the order. This is the final order that's set. So now what we're going to do is we're going to come to the lower, press F4, go to scans, lower, preparation scan, copy this to the desktop. I think this one I have, sure, we'll put it over here in this folder with here. Put this here, paste it. It's thinking, it's doing something. Yes, I don't have the fastest computer of all, but it works. Gotta love a Windows Explorer. Okay. But that's the file I'm going to grab. Here we go. Yay. Now, since that was the lower, we're going to put an L so it knows it's the lower. Then we're going to come here, F4, copy this, upper preparation, copy this, go to the desktop, IO scans, Icam. Again, it's a pretty large, it's not large. Those are the regular STL files. So yeah, it's doing its thing. I assure you, usually it's not this slow, but it's 11 o'clock at night and 3shape is lagging. Okay, here we go. Here's the preparation scan and here's the lower preparation scan. So when we come here, we are now going to go to that case that we created. Of course. Sorry, guys. Let me launch it back up. It was thinking it didn't like what I did. Bring this back into perspective so you guys can see it. All right. So let's go to Anderson. All right. So we're going to right click, import scan. Now we're going to navigate to that folder. And again, I apologize. And we're going to import the lower preparation scan. No, don't import the upper existing. So we're going to import the upper. And then we're going to go ahead and import those wax up files. So since those were all done off of the IO scans, I'm just going to re-import the upper, and then we're going to re-import the lower. So if I open this up now and we do a 3D preview, hopefully everything's aligned, but you're going to use the right files. I'm just trying to get through this real quick. And there we go. We have our upper and lower with injected implant information into the Icam. And you can see the bytes right from what we aligned. And we now have the upper and lower conversion scan, which is still in the original byte. This is how everything is now cohesive and on the same three-dimensional plane. So you can see where the scan bodies come through. And there we go. Everything is pretty much where it needs to be. If I was to do this and make this transparent, there we go, that's there. So we are right on track for having this case done. Now from here on, it's no different. This is going to work because we already injected the information, and everything is there. Now let me quickly log in to my computer at work, and I will show you. Here we go. Now we have this is the final case that we designed. And this is all on Icam, the data. This case literally went in. It had 0 adjustments. I don't want to do a redesign. It'll just take too long. We had 0 adjustments. And what I did is I did extract these scan bodies in the design. Why not? Let's go. Let's go through and design this. Now, you can do a wax up bridge. You can do a denture, mono split teeth and base, and punch the holes in it and attach it and do that. You can do it's direct to PMMA. You can do whatever you like. At this point, everything is already aligned. So we have our plane of occlusion set, right? I think it's set level, but the teeth weren't aligned. It's all right, not a big deal. But we do have the plane set. Now, he was complaining about it was too bulky. So I ended up using the conversion as a guide and keeping the lower where it is. And now you can see, here we go. Everything's come through. I already extracted all the scan bodies. It doesn't matter because I don't really need to have the socket. I mean, at most, it's not even a 0.5 millimeter. So this case, I don't really need to do a tissue scan without scan bodies. But if you do need that data, because it is kind of deep, you would now do a third set of scans for the scans without the tissue. And now you get it. You align everything, or you do it. If you have a trios, you can do that, and you can do all that in one order, right? So you have all those files, and then the same thing. You just align everything to your bite scan, however your bite scan is, whether it's with a fiduciary marker, or if you did it the way I did it with a conversion. The conversion is the easiest way to go. Dentures, I've seen tricks to how to capture the bite, make a mush bite, or whatever you want to do. Just optimize it. And this, honestly, this was my very first Icam scan and case. And when the doctor called and she said, I'm flabbergasted, it took me 30 minutes to put these in. And I didn't touch a single thing. I was ecstatic. Like, I was super happy. And I was yelling when my coworker told me, he's like, yep, no adjustments. She's super happy. Patient's about to cry. All I just let out was just, let's effing go. Let's go. And, yeah, when things work out like that, it's a wonderful feeling. So we're going to wait for this to quickly load. Yeah, I'm just speechless. So here we have the adjustment, and guys, I use these tools. If you guys don't use this occlusal distance tool, I don't know what to tell you. I spent time dialing this in, and honestly, it paid off. So I set it to 0.21 or 0.25 out of occlusion. And there's just some spots right here, 0.25, 0.26. Now, maybe a little bit here. Could I nitpick and bring all of this in? Yeah, but the temps, we just needed to get them to where it needed to be. And now you can see here in the design, it's nice and closed over here. And if we were to compare this to the upper, look at where he was and look at where we brought him back to. That's about a good millimeter or so. If I was to do a 2D crosscut on this, we would see that we're probably almost 2 millimeters right there. But if we go edge to edge, inside the ledge is about 3/4 of a millimeter. But you can see right here, this is the difference of where he was. And you can see here, you see this big gnarly ledge. That's a big no-no to begin with. So that'll give us a better roll into the tissue. And you can already see where it's going. You see the trajectory right here. This is coming and it's going to land around here, right? So we're good. That's the upper. But for the lower, he didn't really complain about the lower. And he was like, oh, I'm happy with the lower. So we left the lower where it is. Not really altering it that much. I think we ended up correcting the midline because his midline was off in the mouth. So we made notes, chair side, took a bunch of photos, and yeah. So far, so good. So we have our design right here. Then we're going to go to the gingival step and mark our gingival. Right, we got the lower. That is the lower. We got that, and then we got the lower right there. So sculpt. And again, you guys got your settings here. I don't do the pink relief. It's just problematic. And I don't find a need for it. So this is probably going to be the longest loading time. But yeah, it's nothing. We're already past the whole Icam confusion, that. This is just pure 3shape standard workflow, desktop scan, whatever scan you have. This is Icam parts done. But you can see it's computing. We did a lot of tissue work on this, and she was super happy with how the tissue pressure was. The guy was super happy. He's no longer having food trapped. And he's been wearing these for about 2 weeks right now. So let's see. Again, it's processing pretty quick for a large case, but the better the computer, the faster it will process all this. And I just really wish 3shape had a better way of bringing all of the implant information into one order at the same time. But again, while this is loading, it was, we'll come back here. It was literally 3 orders. We have our final and the upper and the lower for including the bite alignment. But this is the workflow. It's 4 orders for an upper lower. Now, again, I will say if this was for an upper, this order would be like this. This is how the order would be, and you would import it and set it up as, you know, your screw retained crowns, and then you would do all of these as your pontics, do the gingival, and then if this is all the same tooth material, bridge it. And this is your order. You would only do 1 order for the lower, but I mean, or the upper. But since 3shape doesn't like importing upper and lower implant coordinates into 1 order that I know of, if I'm wrong, please correct me, but I haven't been able to. So I just found it easier to do 1 order for the upper, lower, grab the preparation scan, drop it into the final, and we're set and done. So Now we have the lower tissue is evaluated or sculpted and ready to go. Let's load the upper, and now you can see how it, you can see right off the bat, the lower adapts better into the tissue. There's no more trough that was in his conversions. You can see how well the lower, you can see here, see how it's all open. And a lot of conversions are like this. You're never going to get most conversions are like this unless you spend a lot of time filling, contouring. And look at the upper. Look at how ledged that was, right? That's that. So you can see how the lower is. The lower is way better already. And when the upper is done here, 75%, you'll see the upper. It's way better. So yeah, it's a win-win on this case. Now we're going to move forward into finals. So we're going to probably do an I-bar from the desk library. We're going to go ahead and take this segment of bar out and do an upper and lower double I-bar. And yeah, it's going to work out really well. We already 0 adjustments, so what do I have to do? I just press F7 and go. You can see here, there's still a little bit, you know. I will probably, before I finalize the I-bar, I will probably come back here and cut this tissue back a little bit more for the glass. Oh, beautiful black gums. But yeah, this is pretty much set and done. We're gonna go through here and see if we can get to the assembly stage. It's not going to error out. Desk library does not error out that I know of. And you know, we did. I think I may have done a little bit more tissue adjusting here in the final sculpt, but this is the final upper and lower that the patient's wearing, and he's super happy. Tissue pressure there, tissue pressure adequate. It's rolled. We roll the lingual to open it up for cleanliness, and we did a little bit more right here, but you can see this is 0 degree, no angulation needed. Perfect right there. These two are perfectly fine. This one, I wish I could bring it somewhere else, but I think we're going to be okay. And then when we do the lower, that'll process the lower, you know, it'll work. Now, for the Icam, there's 2 scan bodies. There is the Icam scan bodies, which is the most accurate for scanning, and then the IO scan bodies. Now, the IO scan bodies, you have a wide variety. Icam comes with these cylinder, just round cylinders that go on. They are they're integrated in with the Nobel library, and you don't really have to use those. You know, you can use Des, you can use Strawman, you can use Neodent. There's a bunch of libraries. And again, the lower holes, you can see right here, these are all pretty good. Now, I will say I did experiment with the Icam, the data we had, and different libraries. So that is something that I don't advise a lot of people do. If you're going to set it up one way, probably, use the DES um, use the DES library. But just for shiggles, let's do a little experiment here. So we know the DES. I'm just curious. We're going to find out real quick how can you switch between libraries if it was scanned with a DES and the Icam data is injected. Can you go to a true? Can you go to an ELOS? Can you go to a Nobel? Let's find out. So I'm gonna do a design, and now we've hit about an hour on this video, so I appreciate you guys hanging in this far. Sorry again. Let's get you guys on screen here, and so we can all see what we're doing. All right, so here we go. Here's that. Bring this down here. Okay, we're gonna clear 1, 2, 3, 4. We're gonna go back and we're going to let's quickly extract these scan bodies. And now again, this is the downfall. If you do it with a single, you can see here, this is, if you didn't do a tissue scan, this is what you would do. And this is what you didn't see me do in the design because I'd already had it all done. But we're going to do this once, and it should, oh, come on. You move your mouse a little bit while you're doing the click, and it decides to do the whole thing for you. So cool. We got this set and done. Hop over to here. Now, again, this is the DES. This is the DES library. Let's just do a quick reset on all of these. I'm going to design abutments just straight on DES. Again, this is just for shiggles. This is how I test. Hey, can this? What happens? Can I switch between libraries? What's going to happen? Is it going to be off? Is it going to? I will tell you, the accuracy will not be off as far as where each one sits, because that is in the Icam data. But just for shiggles, we're going to save these out. We're going to put them on the desktop. We're going to call them abuts. All right. Save it. And then what we're going to do is right away we'll come back and we'll load it back in. So we have a definitive plane where all of these are sitting on the DES library. So again, go to the desktop, there's a but, load this in. And why am I doing this? So that way when I go to do the design or switch the files, we will see. Now look, this is landing pretty dead on right here. 2D crosscut. Bam. Like, I mean, that's right where it needs to be, right? So we know that this point meets the scan body or the analog right there. So we know all of these are going to be right where we want. Now, this is the DES multi-unit library. So let's go ahead and just for shiggles, we're going to finish this case. So it's locked in. Now, this is just a test on can you switch libraries? Because I scan with DES scan bodies. I aligned everything with the DES scan body in the Icam software. I have to use DES. Well, do we? Has anybody checked, confirmed, done anything? So there's your DES. Now, let's do this. Let's do multiples in one order. So we're going to leave this DES. We're going to come here. This will be true. Old. This is all on T. New scan body. And this is, it doesn't matter. True short base, tall base. It should all be the same. So let's see. We'll leave that there. Now this one, let's make this the ELOS custom bar and bridge. Where is it? Nobel BioCare multi-unit MUA. We're going to go with NPRP MA model analog or PMA, doesn't really matter. And then for this one, let's go to Nobel implant bridge, multi-unit, right? RP, of course, for Nobel. We'll just go like this. Oh, color hasn't been set. I'm so sorry. Sure, let's redesign. So now we have 3 different implant multi-unit abutments. I have DES, True, ELOS, and Nobels. I am very curious to see how they all come in. Will they all be the same? Will one be higher? Will one be lower? We know that scan of the abutments that I did is constant. It's aligned. I brought it back in. I saved it, you know. Sorry, it's going to do its little thing, and I'll get you guys reorientated back here. We know that scan is exactly to the level of the MUA that I know this case worked on, which was DES. So yes. Give me a second. Let me get you guys back here on screen. Stop, 3shape. Stop. Okay, sure. Let's redesign. I think it did auto redesign, so it just decided to zip through the whole thing for me. Yay! But this is like, well, how does it work? They're not on the same coordinates. Well, we don't know that. Like, this is why I do these tests to see, and when you have data, like that scan of the abutments, that's to the scan. The scan's never going to change. It just changed the order. The coordinates are never going to change, right? So what is? The library is going to change, and the position upper and lower is how, it's not, I wouldn't just wing it and just change it. You guys, you know what you're doing. Like, you need to do your work. Does it align? Does it not align? Let's see. Moment of truth. DES. I think that's good. 2D crosscut. Yep. right there on the corner. Now, let's come to here. This is true. This is this true? Yes, this is true. So let's clear the crosscut. Let's come here, cut this in half. And again, look where our design sits. It hits right there, and their tie base. Right at the base of their tie base. Now, they have a tie base, right? So obviously there's the metal, but the analog comes in, and the analog sits right there. So true and Des so far have been on the same order. So now let me come over to Elos. The reason I do the Elos library is because he uses OEM screw whatchamacallit, OEM screws. So technically I could design a Strawman SRA, mill it in-house, and then send it off. Now obviously their analog is a little wider, right? You can see, but I'm not worried about the analog. What I'm looking at is, does the bottom of my scan meet the top of the analog seat? That looks pretty good to me. So True, Elos, and Des, all in one order, all off of Des scan bodies scanned in the mouth. Now, what is this guy over here? Let's come over here. This is going to be the Nobel. If you guys want to send it to Nobel to have the aesthetic bridge done and 10-year warranty, and you guys can all sleep like babies at night. Okay, we got a little issue, it seems, but no, it's not. This is, I wish I had something I could put here. It's not. Here, you can see right here, this continues straight. It's right here. So again, Nobel seems to be at the same plane as all of these other ones. So I could have changed this order to Nobel, designed it, sent it to Nobel. I could have changed this order to Elos, milled it in-house. True abutment, milled it in-house. Tie bases, you know, if you want to do tie bases for the temporary. Des, tie bases, direct to, you name it. So that's pretty interesting. That's pretty cool. Because the Icam data, the discs in that Icam data you saw that I aligned to the scan, those are the implant coordinates. So it's not changing. They're all injected, aligned with the Des scan body. It's now in that scan. So there we go. That is my take on how to do it in 3shape. And again, upper separate, lower separate, bring it all together into here. Now, technically 3 orders if the scans are already aligned from the doctor, 4 orders if you have to align it. But the 4th order is basically a utility order that you can use, you know. For those don't know what a utility order is, it is just a order. It is just an order, which you set it up however you like. And in this case, it's the same thing. Or you want to do a double scan, put that in there. Do whatever you want. I leave it on section because I don't need to scan dies. If you need to just scan a die and bring it into a case for some reason, make it section, and now when you go in, you can scan it. This is utility order. It's an order that's just constantly being utilized for whatever you want, for scanning only. So I hope you guys learned and got a lot of information. Please, if you do know how to do the double upper and lower, order all at once and inject the upper and the lower implant information. I would appreciate knowing that, because I tried everything. I spent about 45 minutes trying, and no matter what I did, it did not like me. So that's it. Thank you guys for watching. And please comment below if you have any questions. Maybe I can dive into more detail on how to do whatever, whether it's a design or whether it's the Icam data. Let me know. Awesome, guys. As always, keep on designing, and as 3shape says, let's make dentistry better. See you guys.